Well, we are back. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. This time, Qatar Grand Prix. We are here for a new circus. We're here for another show. This time in Lusail, where you saw the real life Formula One qualifying session take place. I think around less than an hour ago it started. And correct me if I am wrong. Arrow P1 laps the entire grid. We've already had our first spin though. Zamba, who is busy messaging in the chat, already had a little spin using the Chrome McLaren livery this evening. What could Championship leader do? Scones in miraculously won his debut, not his debut race, so he got his maiden win in Shanghai after some miraculous strategy calls from Mercedes, throwing away the easiest 1-2 of their life. Mercedes finished, I believe, third and fifth when the checker flag fell. And what can this man do? Sloshkan, who had a 40-second lead before he pitted. Questions if he should be in this tier. He's here for it, and we're ready to go under qualifying. Down the main straight towards turn 1 in the Lusail circuit in Qatar is the McLaren of Zampa as well behind him. Just starting his lap. Hello, Andre, welcome in. Through turn number 1, and then we go towards turn number 2 on board with the Mercedes. Where can Sloshkan put his car? Obviously, was on pole, sorry, from last week, and then absolutely checked out from the rest of the field. Sloshkan through turns 4 and turn 5, and then towards probably the slowest corner on the track, really, turn 6. All the way down to second gear. And then towards turn number 7, Sloshkan hooking up the car very nicely. A little bit of a correction on the wheel. And then through turn number 8. And then into turn number 9. Turn number 10, we saw a lot of drivers invalidating. Sloshkan doesn't even go to the white line with the right-hand side tyres. Have you got George's helmet on? That looks very similar to George Russell's helmet. Down toward turn 12, 13. It should all be flat through 12, 13 and 14. The rear will want to let go, but just to the high grip nature of the circuit, it will stick through turn number 15 and towards turn number 16, the final lap. The final corner of the lap, powering towards the line. Where could Sloshkan put the silver arrow? It will be P1 without a doubt. What will the benchmark be? So 122.448. Roll on to the Racing Bulls. I think crossing the line there. Andre, who's just started the lap. SSR Zampa had invalidated, so it'll be Craig Conley up next. Zampa dives to the box. What about Craig in the other McLaren crosses the line and goes 500ths from provisional pole position? What about the Sauber? He has invalidated his time. Then the Haas starting lap has only been goes to provisional pole position. What about the Wool? What about the championship leader? Scones comes to the line now. Scones crosses the line and goes slowest overall to 23.4. And then it'll be the Red Boy, I believe, with Creakery, powering towards the line. Where can he go? And he goes slow, so overall was a 24.479, but I think he might be preparing to go on for another. Scones is off at turn number 1. It will be Bedard in the Alpine up next, coming towards the line. Has already used all his battery deployment. Good evening, Lanky, as Bedard crosses the line and goes slowest overall was a 24.5, using all of that battery pack. What about Ellis up next in the Aston Martin? Hasn't validated this time, but will go on again because he's got the fuel. Then there'll be the racing board of Andre through 13, 14, and then towards turn 15 flat if you get it right, but sometimes drivers just like to take a little bit of a feather on the throttle. He's got plenty of battery left, hasn't he? Did he not use overtake in his qualifying laps? Up and around towards the line. Where can Andre put his racing pools? Dry race this time? Yeah, well, it's Qatar, of course it will be. What about the Silver Arrow up next? That's Sloshkan, who is up next. Let's watch the Ferrari of Arrow making his way towards turn 15. Second race on the wheel, I believe. Making his way now down towards turn number 16. There's a Haas crossing the line. And El Prat goes into 6th. And there's another Williams of, I want to say, I can see it. Brams goes into 4th. What about Arrow crossing the line? He goes P2. 6 milliseconds from provisional pole. Arrow maybe got some form back now, as that is Creakery in the Red Bull going on for another lap. Jamaican Jam, who that is going towards turn number 6. What about Bedard up next? He is 2 seconds down. His PB is diving into the box. And then there will be Ellis up next. Ellis hasn't validated this time, close to the white line, powering towards the line, nowhere near the original pole, and it's destroyed at the DRS board. It's a 23.871 Zahas of Codematic, beginning a lap now. So we just need to wait and see who will be up next. I think it is Jamaican Jam up next in the Alpine, on board with the Alpine through turn number 13, 14, and towards turn number 15. Welcome in if you just joined us on Twitch. We're here for WHF Tier 2, Round 2 in Qatar. I was very close to the white line for Jamaican Jam. Through turn 16, powering towards the line. 5-place grid penalty for Ellis for a collision with Codematic. As Jamaican Jam take provisional pole was a 22.066 Alpine to the top of the timing page on this occasion. Scones is 4.5 tenths up. There's a Sauber coming to the line. That might be Sunzai. No, it was Sunzai. Scones up and around the final corner. The championship leader. Where can he put that Williams as he crosses the line now and improves to only P7 there? 2 tenths from his teammates. The Red Bull, I believe, Agricri, just crossed the line to set a 1 minute 23.492. Codematic will be up next in the Haas. He was the culprit of a collision earlier in this qualifying session. You just remember mere moments ago, Ellis received a 5-place grid penalty. What about Codematic? Like, where can he go? Did the collision cost him time? It might have cost him time. It's a 23.1, 4 tenths from P7 there. Zampa in the McLaren will be up next and validated his first attempt. Will make his way now down towards turn number 16. 10 minutes remaining on the clock in Qatar in the qualifying session. Can Zampa do what Piastri did and put it on provisional pole? He can go to the front row, 2 tenths from it. McLaren on the front row. They've got a front row lockout in real life. That's Jamaican Jan. That's in the Sauber making his way to start a lap time. Same with Dub Z. I don't really think anyone else is on laps. Kree most certainly is not. So I was going to say, we watched Infradrag, but he hasn't validated his lap time. So you know what, let's watch the Ferrari and Dub Z. There's a Sauber here and all that, but we like the Ferrari. So we'll go with the Ferrari towards turn number 4, and then towards turn number 5 in 5th gear, and down towards turn number 6. You've reached 6th gear before going down to 3rd gear, maybe 2nd, personal preference. Down towards turn number 7 we go with the Scarlet Ferrari. Where in real life, massive struggles in the real life qualifying for the Scarlet car, for the Scuderia Ferrari. Tifosi probably curled up in the ball right now because of how that went. Hamilton 18th for the 2nd time this weekend. Started the sprint in exactly P18 as well. And then we saw Charles Leclerc have an absolutely massive spin in Q3 at this corner here. Turn 15. Dubsy, though, however, is able to keep his car under control. Dubsy will now make his way around the final corner. What does the Sauber do crossing the line? Goes to provisional pole by a singular millisecond. What about Dubsy crossing the line? Can Dubsy take provisional pole crossing the line? Dubsy cannot. It's a 22.645. But then you kind of wish that you do watch people's laps, because that's just happened by a thousandth of a second. Provisional pole position. Infradrag has invalidated again. Someone just crossed the line. I think that was Craig Conley, who goes up into the top 3 there. Craig Conley. So it's currently Sauber, Alpine, McLaren. I apologise to the Sauber for missing your lap. Soskan, I believe, has just begun a lap as well. So is there anyone on a lap who is approaching the final sector? Lanky is not. It might actually be the Scarlet Ferrari of Arrow. There's your man on provisional pole then. The Sauber. You don't really say that often, do you? A Sauber on pole position. What about Arrow now? 3 tenths up. He's definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, in the shout for pole position towards the end of the middle sector. He is 6.5 tenths up. This is a monumental time if the delta is correct towards turn 14 and then towards turn number 15. Just keep it within the white line, and you think the Scarlet Ferrari could be heading to pole position, or original pole at least, with 6 minutes 50 on the clock. Round turn 16, not a lot of battery left to go, but it will be enough to deploy all the way to the line. Powering now, WHF Arrow, surely it's provisional pole for the Ferrari by a monumental 4 tenths. The Ferrari to provisional pole position here in not Shanghai, crikey, I forgot the country. In Qatar, over to the man who goes on pole 1 week ago in China. Can Slas Khan break the Ferrari heart? He crosses the line and it's the front row, but it's 4 tenths adrift. Look at that. What? 11 milliseconds splitting them all. Watson's A in the Sauber, making his way towards the line, and he goes into the top 6 there. Very, very close, really, as the Red Bulls are coming towards the line now, I believe, to start laps. Very, very close. There was someone in the gravel. There's Scones in the gravel. Championship leader. Not having the easiest of moments. Let's just get out of the way. Infra-Jack has got a McLaren right on his gearbox. So Zampa's going to get a lovely toe. No, he's not. As Infra-Jack goes only 14th with a 23.442. Well, at the Mercedes Lanky, 1 or 2 drivers yet to set a time. Can he make this to Mercedes? No, he's not even on the push lap. So Jamaican Jam, he's on a push lap as well, 59 milliseconds up on his current personal best, making his way down towards turn number 15, towards turn 16. On board was the Alpine, getting nice and close to the white line. Jamaican Jam in the Alpine looking to restore himself at the top of the timing page. Not long left to go now in qualifying. Can he put his Alpine to original pole position? He can get to the front row, but still 3.5 tenths adrift from the man on provisional pole. What about Brams? His teammate will cross the line of Scones. There'll be a Haas crossing the line as well of El Prat. He can't do it. What about Brams? He crosses the line and goes to the front row. The latest driver to take the front row. First it was Slas Khan, and then it will be Aaron to the line. Will Aaron be the next driver to take the front row? Crossing the line now is nowhere near. It's 23.002. And then we go to the man who arguably should have finished second place. No, he won't. He invalidated his time. So it is currently Brams on the front row alongside Arrow, but Arrow still got a 2.5 tenth buffer. Scarlet Ferrari unlocking some pace this time compared to last week, where he qualified last, not being able to get a run and not being able to get a lap on the board, and he's already got 2 clean laps in, and they've been good enough to challenge for pole, and currently it is the pole time they're all chasing. Lanky again. How much fuel have you got? Still got like 2.5 laps of fuel. Anyway, we may as well watch him, I think, unless anyone else is on laps. Scones actually might be on a lap. Scones at the end of the middle sector, 10.5 up. Championship leader looking to restore some pace in this qualifying session. Currently just over a second from the provisional pole time. Round turn 15 towards turn number 16. Where can Scones put that not the Scarlet Ferrari. I'm getting my words mixed up already now. Scones, the man who won a week ago from going off the road at turn 1. Scones will cross the line and only improves to P10. Over to the Red Bull there of Aaron, who isn't on a lap. So I think it will be Lanky up next. We will watch Lanky, the sole driver, to set a competitive time. A 1 minute 30.3 is the current best time. Pole for Arrow on this second wheel race could be crazy. It would be crazy. Qatar, one of the easier tracks to learn it for, which is probably what Qatar is probably the best track to learn it for. You've got the mix of the slow speed, medium speed. It's a lot of flat out sections, but then it helps you learn how much you actually have to put, how much wheel lock you have to put in. I used Silverstone as my track to learn wheel properly. Round turn number 16. We go with Lanky. Can he break Arrow's heart to take provisional pole? Nowhere near it. It's going to be a 122.6. Apparently purple last sector, but only into the top 11 there. So, over to Scones? No. Aaron. It will be Aaron up next. Aaron pushing on in that Red Bull. 2 minutes 20 left to go. This will be his final effort because there will not be enough time to box and change tyres and everything. Round, he is 4.5 tenths up. Doesn't look to be good enough for pole position. It's only going to be good enough for around P11. It's current moment in time. The game's saying purple though, so could there be monumental time to find in this final sector? The Red Bull Racing driver looking to go into the top 10 as a start. Looking to go to the top 5 as an even better. And then looking for pole if a miracle happens. Aaron crossing the line now. He can go into the top 10 just. So we now go over to the Mercedes Sloskan, who is beginning a lap time. It might actually be Zampa up next. It will be Zampa up next, unless Ollie Bean is pushing on. No, it's not. It's that's Ellis, and they're the Racing Bulls. It might be Andre, who is... No, it's not. It will be Zampa up first then in the final runs for pole. We've obviously had the Red Bull of Aaron have his first go. So actually the second driver, really, to be able to challenge for this pole position. SSR Zampa making his way around turn 16. The Papaya driver looking to go to the top, or at least as a minimum, ahead of his teammate. SSR Zampa crosses the line, and he can't even beat his teammate. Over to now maybe it won't be the other McLaren. It might be the Haas driver. Nope. Williams maybe. Might actually be Scones again. Ferrari there just getting out of the way. What about Brams? The man in the front row isn't on the lap. It's current moment in time. So we've got Scones currently improving once again. Not a lot of battery left on that Williams car. 6% as you can clearly see. Round turn 15 towards turn 16 off the road. This is going to count. The lap is going to count. And Scones will be able to finish it. But did that cost him too much time? Scones powering now towards the line. Where can he put that Williams car crossing the line and improves only to 10th? Creakery will not have time. And then it will be the Mercedes, I want to say. Where is he? Of Sluskan. He dives into the box. So Sluskan will not be able to do it. The Aston Martin, the volley beam crosses the line. Goes into the top three. The Ferrari of Dove Z. He goes into 9th. What about the second Aston Martin now? Of LTJ Ellis. The Aston Martin at 18 milliseconds down on his personal best. Will not be challenging. Infra Jack has invalidated his time. What about Andre? He's pushing on as well. The checkered flag now waving. It's starting to look good. As Sluskan will be 5th at best. Around on pole a week ago. He has backed out. He's run out of fuel. What about now the Kick Saubers here? The Sauber has invalidated their time. I think they both have actually invalidated their time. Yes, they both have. They've both invalidated. And then it will be Creakery, I believe, who has invalidated as well. And then it's over to the McLaren. Craig Conley first. Craig Conley, the first McLaren to be set in the time because Zampa not pushing on. Craig Conley hasn't got a lot of battery left, but making his way towards the final corner of the racetrack. Can Craig Conley disperse the Ferrari from pole position, making his way towards the line now, and he misses out by 0.5 of a second over to the Williams of Brams, who has invalidated his time. What about the man on provisional pole? He's invalidated his time. Would he have gone any quicker over the line? He would have improved by 2 tenths of a 21.4. Scones into the box. And what about Jamaican Jam? The last hope really to take it away from Arrow crossing the line. And it's only P3 for Jamaican Jam. I think it is Arrow on pole by 47 milliseconds. Ollie's not improving. It is WHF Arrow, the Season 4 Tier 1 champion. Arrow on pole position. And he had time in the locker. We saw from the invalidated lap, he had 2 tenths. It is Arrow on pole for the first time this season. And here's a stat for you. Arrow, in his championship winning season, did not take a pole in that whole campaign. And he's already got a pole this season now. So, we've got a journey around the globe, which takes us to Lusail now. We started the season last week in China. That went to the Williams of Scones after Mercedes, who looked to have a certain 1-2, finished 3rd and 5th, if I'm not mistaken. We travel to Qatar, a track known for the high grip, and we know that Ferrari have got the pace, and it's 5 lights on ahead of Qatar. And the Qatar Grand Prix is underway, and we're racing towards turn number 1. It seems to be quite a decent start. I have got absolutely no telemetry here. As down through turn number 1 we go. Jamaican Jam has got the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix, and Arrow from pole down into second as the Red Bull wide, as Arrow has kept second place, but Jamaican Jam has got the lead of this race. Bram's now coming at the Ferrari on board with Ollie Bean in the Aston Martin. Arrow goes from first to third in a matter of 2 corners. All about then Craig Conley and Dub Z. Yellow flags at the back for, I believe, a Red Bull who's gone tumbling down the order. The Aston Martin of Ellis, Ellis going tumbling down the order. The Aston Martin in the gravel, taking out the 50-metre board as well. As then there's a Hasselhoff as well, Vel Pratt, and then Lanky and Aaron swapping around as well. As Sloskan down into P8 through turn 9 and turn 10 we go. Jamaican Jam leads from Browns, and then W. Jafari, the pole sitter, down into P3 from Ollie Bean. And then Ali Gill in the Sauber, and then Craig Conley in 6th, and then Dub Z in 7th. Down towards the flat out sequence of corners we go now, and Jamaican Jam on the medium tyres will be looking to pull away. Arrow on the medium compound tyre as well. Down towards turn 16, and there is some swapping around in this section of the racetrack. You don't see many wheel-to-wheel actions. In for Jack, going wheel-to-wheel with Zampa locking tyres around the outside that the McLaren will try, and then the McLaren finally barges his way through, and into 10th place Zampa will go. Down the main straight we go, however, towards turn number 1, and Jamaican Jam has got a plenty amount of battery. The Sauber there having a little look on the inside, as in for Jack and Zampa still going wheel to wheel, and then Cody Matacau having a look on the inside of the McLaren. Down towards turn number 2 we go. Off the road goes the Haas, almost collecting the Red Bull with Aaron on the soft tyre there. You didn't expect to see the soft tyre today, but anywho, you are seeing it today in Qatar. Cody Matic and Zampa still going for it wheel to wheel. Around the outside Cody Matic will go, and Zampa goes down into P12 there. The McLaren drive not having fun, as Ollie Bean is up next, and round goes the Sauber into who was running in the top 5, going to fall down to, I believe, P19, P18. It will be P18 because Ellis had his own moment on the opening out. Ollie Bean, 3-second penalty for track limits already, and we're not even at the end of the middle sector of lap 2. The Jamaican Jam leads by 1.1 seconds and has got plenty of battery to go to use, to be able to keep this gap. The man who was on pole a week ago, down in 7th. The man who was basically checking out a week ago before the pit stop brigade in the wet conditions. El Pratt's just having his in his own world at this current moment in time. Round the final corner we go, and Brams, he should have DRS down the main straight, but he doesn't. Bit strange. Either way, down towards turn 1, Arrow looking to claw back some ground now after losing 2 places on the opening lap of this Grand Prix. Through turn 1 we go. There is Dub Z making a move on Craig Conley. 2 Ferraris in the top 5 now. We had Mercedes having a lovely race last week and the biggest haul of points of the lot. This time it's Ferrari looking to take the maximum points in the constructors, or the most points in the constructors out of any of the other teams. El Pratt, 3-second penalty for track limits. Ollie Bean was the fastest first sector. Now Arrow, I believe, cutting that inside corner as Arrow spins round on the exit of turn number 6, and the man on pole is going to drop down into probably last on the road. Arrow from pole is down into P18, and that's allowed Ollie Bean into the podium place. It's just a light up the rears, and the man from pole spins around down into 18. He's now going to have Ellis all under pressure from him. He's going to, Arrow will have some cooked rear tyres now, as Browns is looking to keep Jamaican Jam under pressure. Disaster for the Scarlet Ferrari. This does promote Dub Z into the top 4. Sanzai in Sanzai, I don't actually know how you say that name, to be honest, into a 3-second penalty Down the main straight we go, and Browns is looking to use that battery pack. He's not got a lot in comparison to the Alpine. He's gaining in the slipstream, down towards turn 1. I think he'll just be happy to use that lap time as Dub Z has got the fastest lap of this race. And now Ollie being under pressure down the inside. Dub Z will go into the top 3 now. The Ferrari driver making a couple of moves here in the opening stages. Yellow flags are out for, I believe, the Mercedes of Slush Khan. What's happened to him? He's down into 11th, lost 5 places now. Infrajack made up 10 places, as now here comes the Haas on the inside of Infrajack, and the Haas is through into the top 6 now, into the top 7 now ahead of Infrajack. I'll tell you what, the hard tyre might have been the best player here. Dub Z, he's even making places. He's made 6 places already, and we're at the end, not even at the end of lap 4 at this current moment in time. So, who's made the most places? Infrajack's made 9 places. Dub Z's made 6. Codomatic's made 7. Creekree's lost 5. Who's lost the most? Craig Conley's lost 3. Slush Khan's lost 5. The Sauber's lost 8, and then Arrow's lost 18, along with El Pratt, who's lost 8. This is getting close to the leaders, though. Not a lot. Oh, he has almost double the battery pack. Does Jamaican Jam in comparison to Brams. Round the final corner of the racetrack we go. We could see our first change of lead since the race start. Down the main straight we go, and for the first time, this is the closest that they have been. This is the first time we can properly compare wing levels. Down towards turn number 1, and we are not close enough to be able to challenge for the race lead. Brams not close enough yet. Jamaican Jam just having to have a little look in the rear view mirror on that Alpine to make sure he doesn't get put under immense pressure, as Dub Z now being put under pressure by Ollie Bean in the Aston Martin. But the hard tyres will continue to get better and better comparing to the medium compound tyre. Jill in the Sauber. Another 3 second. We might as well look at penalties already. So Ollie Bean on 6 seconds already. And he's averaging I think like a warning or 2 a lap. I can't remember the time. The rate Ollie's getting these penalties, he might even be disqualified. But yeah, the race, the 2 silver arrows now going side by side. And what's happened to Slush Khan? He's down another place, Slush Khan. So the old dominant Mercedes from last week, now 11th and 12th in this race, and Slush Khan already has a 3 second penalty. Back to your race leaders then. That gap has been extended a little bit, and the ERS gets restored once again due to, since the last game, the new recharging system allows you to recharge a lot more easier, so you can burn it all on a straight and then replenish it for the next time around. Around the final corner we go. Battery turned on straight away. This is probably the exact same gap we saw last time, and you can just tell that Jamaican Jam has probably got some lower wings there. But Grams gaining in the slipstream down towards turn number 1. Is he close enough to make a lunge on the inside? Has a little look, but isn't close enough to make a send through turn 1. Yeah, Brams is putting that Alpine under all sorts of pressure here, as SSR Zampa and Infrajack going side by side through 1 towards turn 2. Infrajack under pressure now after making up 9 places on the start so far. Zampa will not be able to get close enough to him there. LTG Ellis swapping around with Bedard, as they actually are now going wheel to wheel, and Zampa is through, and now will we see a launch from Infrajack, or could we see Aaron decide to make a dive on those soft compound tyres? Isn't close enough to make that dive. Brams, however, getting close with the dirty air will affect him massively through this section of the racetrack, through turn number 9 and towards turn number 10. How much risk do you take with that white line on the outside of on the entry of turn number 9? What about Aaron there? He's made the post on the Infratrack next to the Red Bull on the soft tyre, which should be realistically dying. Seems to be doing quite well. Through turn number 13, turn number 14, and towards turn number 15 we go as the top 2 in the racetrack. Lap 6 of 29. We're going to go on from lap 6 to lap 7 on when we cross the start-finish line next, and the gap seems to be extending a bit more. Scone's the latest driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. This is going to be a heapful amount of penalties being applied today, and that gap out front is now 0.6 of a second, maybe running very low wings. Jamaican Jam just to be able to maybe be a bit slow in this sector of the track, but then it will actually be giving them time because you have to push more. Codomatic is through on the Sauber Usunzai. The Sauber, almost a 3-second penalty, down into 7th now. Codomatic up into 6th, as the other Sauber making moves on Cree on the soft tyres. Both Red Bulls gambling the soft strategy. They seem to be actually holding up pretty well at this current moment in time. You can see a few marks on the tyres, but That will be expected as the laps do wear on. Bedard has been passed by Arrow as well. Who Arrow now back up into P18 through turn number 7 and then 8, and then towards turn number 9 we go. Watching from Ollie Bean, but the race leaders once again getting very close. The battery has been restored somewhat well for Browns, but then how much does he use in comparison to Jamaican Jam? I'm just going to turn this off in case anyone is watching. So Brams, we know he has around 50% ERS. We won't know for any more of this race. Brams now picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits. So this is actually now bringing Dub Z into play on the hard compound tyres. He's almost caught up, really. So on board with the Williams, who dives into the box. So 2-stop being gambled here. Very cautious on the white line. What do you go for? I think the best strategy here is medium, hard. But does the Williams driver go for a set of the mediums or go for a set of the hard? Down into the box he goes, and he goes into the hard tyres. There's a there's an out of the Racing Bulls of Infra Jack, I want to say, who is also in the pits as well. Yes, he is. So we go to a race leader. What still? Since the lights went out and into turn 1, Jamaican Jam flew from 3rd on the grid, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, flew from 3rd on the grid. Dub Z now takes over in 2nd place. This is perfect for Dub Z, really. Being able to see that the medium tyres are struggling so early on. Dub Z up into 2nd place now. It's almost broken away from Ollie Bean. Ollie Bean will be very happy to have the DRS from Dub Z, because Ollie Bean's getting the pace of the hard runners for free. On the power on the exit, there they go. There's a heap of time gained by the Ferrari. So the Ferrari starting on pole down, as there is Brown, I believe, now just making the move on Arrow. What's happened to Arrow? Maybe a little bit of a mistake there by the Ferrari. Now it's already a 2nd back from the Williams driver, as Aaron on the soft tyre went longer than a couple drivers who started on the medium compound tyre. Lap 8 of 29. Look how close your race leaders are getting now. The gap's only a 2nd. So Dub Z, this might be the strategy of the century from Ferrari of all teams, but he hasn't got a lot of straight line speed. Look at that, he's lost half a second because there's no, look at the steering wheel, no battery deployment available there. It's 7 tenths already lost in that first sector. Monumental time lost already, but I think really if Dub Z just gives up a lap of pushing to be able to recharge that battery pack, make sure you've got at least like 60-70%. Yellow flags out for the Ferrari. What has happened to the Ferrari? We shall have a look. I believe just another spin for the Ferrari. Bedard, 3-second penalty for track limits again. And here we go. Yeah, I said that those medium tyres must be struggling a lot. You really see marks on the hard tyre, the Dub Z. So does the hard tyre are they going to try and do at least 17 laps on them, or will they try and gamble the 2-stop? Either way, we know Brahms has. We know Brahms and Infra Jack have done that, just that, and gambled. So Jamaican Jam is now going to be put under pressure from Dub Z sooner rather than later. Jamaican Jam doing very well with his battery. Just saw momentarily on the dash of his steering wheel. 100% ERS. So, without a doubt, he won't be under pressure in the turn. If he can just keep doing this as his ERS, unless Dub Z is like a 10th behind coming out of turn 16, I can't see him being put under pressure. Now that Dub Z is here, just focus on recharging now. You haven't got to overuse the battery pack. You just need to make sure you've got some batteries there, make sure you can pass, and then just check out away from him. Lap 10 of 29, Aaron still going on those soft tyres. This is a very impressive stint by the Red Bull driver of Aaron. Still seeming competitive, really, on those soft compound tyres. Bedard is one who did box for the soft tyre. Andre is pressurising the championship leader, Scones, who is having maybe a race to forget. But then you could say he was having a race to forget in China, and then look at what happened. Miracles happen, and then the puzzle piece itself together. But the race leaders are getting close. The gap is half a second now, and I think the Dub Z might be listening somewhat, just spending a lap or so recharging that battery pack to make sure he's got enough to try and attack him. I would say even just spend the next lap recharging as well. Just make sure that you are able to. Jamaican Jam, maybe putting that into none, just to try and put the Ferrari off to try and think, oh, I'm out of battery, but then no, he has a full pack to be able to burn it down the main straight. Does Jamaican Jam box? No, he doesn't. Anyway, that will watch from the rear of the Alpine. The straight line speed will now kick in. The DRS will now kick in, and the Ferrari is gaining. He's gaining in the slipstream. Does Jamaican Jam go to defend this? And the Ferrari's diving on the inside of the Alpine, side by side between the top two in the racetrack. Towards turn 2 we go now. Jamaican Jam will hold it on the inside. The Ferrari ran the outside now. He had the inside for 1, then the outside for 2, and the Ferrari roars to the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. But back comes Jamaican Jam, round 2, running outside at turn 4. You don't see many moves on the outside there around turn 5, and he has to concede the lead. And it's Dub Z to the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix on the hard compound tyre. The hard tyre is coming into their window, and now Dub Z can focus at building on the gap. But we know Jamaican Jam's got a lot of battery to be able to try and keep up with him. And could we see a re-challenge into turn number 1? That was elbowed out stuff from Dub Z and Jamaican Jam. And I'm sure we've got plenty more of it to come sooner rather than later into turn number 1, especially. That is the favoured overtaking spot. We now got a 4-car DRS train, might be a 3-car train, depending on how well Ollie Bean can keep up. It all really depend on how well Jamaican Jam can catch up. Because we know the battery levels, we know how well that Jamaican Jam can recharge his battery. And there's yellow flags out for the Ferrari again of Arrow, the pole sitter, spun around, but now Jamaican Jam has got maybe a second chance to try and re-challenge in turn number 1, or will he dive into the box? He will use his battery now to try and recharge the Ferrari. Down towards turn number 1 we go. The Alpine, look at the overspeed he's got. The Ferrari is being put under pressure again, and for the second lap running side by side through turn number 1, but there's not even a contest. Jamaican Jam to the lead once again in Qatar. The Alpine retakes the lead from the Ferrari, and the Ferrari probably thought he wasn't going to be put under pressure there. Hasn't got a lot of battery really, as the Ferrari has only been picks up another 3-second penalty. We're now on 12 seconds here. He's averaging a warning a lap, is Ollie Bean. He's going to get disqualified if he's not careful. What's going on here? Lots of positions being changed here. I think there's some cars there. Yeah, Zampa and Sluskan in the box there. Sluskan now rejoined down in P16. Make that P17 as both Red Bulls have swept on by. But Sluskan will now look around the outside. Shown the exit curb by Kree. And once again shown the curb by Kree. The door slammed shut as Sluskan is gaining on the Red Bull towards turn number 4, and he's not close enough to make a move. Understeers wide on those new hard compound tyre. The dirty air really kicking in. Could we see maybe a lunge to the Aussie inside? I'm actually going to go away from that, because look how close your race leaders are. Dub Z has been able to recharge that battery pack very, very well. And round turn 16 we go. Good, somewhat decent exit for the Alpine, who now dives into the pits. But now it's Craig Conley's turn to now try and attack the Ferrari. The Ferrari, who lost the P1, and he defends that inside to make sure and send a statement that he does not want to be part. So, decent stint, 12 laps done on the medium combo cars. Those cars should easily do 17 laps on a lot less fuel. Ollie Bean, I think, is just going to try and continue on the strategy I used to do here. I didn't like the undercut. I didn't think I thought would never worked well here. So I think the best. This is speaking of last game, of course. The strategies I would used to do is I'd always go longer with the medium than the hards. Don't know why. Arrow 10-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Ferrari driver. At least there is a highlight that he's got some qualifying pace now. Race pace, I think it's just the throttle which you need to work on, because it does become a lot more different. Instead of using your finger on a trigger, you're using your foot on a massive throttle pedal. Dub Z, however, pretty much checking out now. Almost a second's gap through turn 13, 14, and then towards turn number 15. We go through turn number 15 towards turn number 16 with Dub Z, and he has broken that 1 second gap. The Ferrari finally unleashed as El Pratt picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits here. Yellow flags out for the Ferrari of Arrow, who's just come out the pits and it's just spun. And it's probably going to be close to get excuse me. Going to be close to getting lapped. It is a Red Bull, Aston Martin and Sauber in very, very close contention. There is the Aston Martin of Ellis being put under pressure. by the man on new tyres. The Sauber getting understeer, almost washing out wide there. So, where is Jamaican Jam in comparison to Ollie Bean? How much does the undercut work? There is Ollie Bean, and that is actually not really gained him a lot of time, maybe. I mean, yeah, look, really, probably gained him a 2/10. Brown's 5-second gap from pit stop. Oh yeah, wow. Sorry, I completely forgot Brams had pitted early. So Brams has got a 6.1 second net race lead, and that will be continuing all the time. Flaskan, another 3-second penalty for track limits. Thank you for pointing that out, Ty. So this is gonna be the stalemate part of this race. Who's that just dived into the pits? W. Javaro. I thought that was the Ferrari and Dubsy who's dived into the pit lane. Currently got 20 cars still going on in this race. There it's a yellow flag. Sloskan is spun again. Laban, who was so dominant in China until the pit stops, he's having his own. He's having a like the championship leader, really. A race to forget. 14 laps done on the medium compound tyre. Lovely stint by Scones there, doing it all on one set of tyres. He would definitely be able to just push to the end now, flat out. Bedard, another 3-second penalty, but that should gap to the leader then, 24.8 seconds. I think this really is the closest battle on the track at this current moment in time. Brams is going to be catching his first bit of traffic of drivers who have not boxed as of yet. Brams on the 2-stop surely. I can't see how he's going to do another, what, 14 laps on those tyres. He'll be doing like 22 laps in total. If he is, then that is an undercut. That is a undercut. Doing the Antonelli strategy from Vegas. Just doing the predominant part of the race on one set of tyres as he pulls out to the inside. On the inside of 15, opportunistic, you know you like. And Brams is through into the top 5. Opportunism there by the Williams driver. Did not want to get held up through 15 and 16. And then Andre, a bit of an early stop, dives into the pit lane. Brams will now continue on. Personal best for him. Race leaders, though, getting close here. There's an Alpine behind a Bedard, who is a lap down. 2 drivers lap so far, Bedard and Arrow. There's Craig Conley. It's up in the pace a bit. Arrow gets a 3-second for track limits. Andre will drop, I believe, to maybe 14, 15. It will be close with the Williams of Scones. So maybe actually down in 17th as he applies the power. Look at the mini-map on the bottom right. It will be down in P17 for Andre, just behind Slaskan and Scones, the championship leader there. Of Scones, of course. Now have a look at leader once again. That gap has come down by 3 seconds since we 2 seconds, sorry, since we last checked it. So could we expect Dubsy or Craig Conley, sorry, to dive into the box on this lap? Lap 16 of 29. You ideally want to do at least 17 laps. So maybe one more lap wouldn't hurt them. They would have a 4-lap offset. Dubsy is into the box. Craig Conley will gamble one more. We'll hope the undercut will work. The overcut will work. Sorry. So Dubsy is going to be a medium set of tyres without a shadow of a doubt. Jamaican Jam, this will be the battle for the lead predominantly, because expect Brams to box again. He's not gaining rapidly. It's Jamaican Jam on Brams, but I'll tell you, he will be gaining rapidly. Dubsy, he will have a decent offset of like 4 laps, sorry. 4-lap offset, as where are they in comparison, and it's going to be a quite big gap, 4-5 seconds, but this will be crucial for Dubsy. Where does he come out? Just behind a pair of them. He has come out what, 4 seconds? That's going to continue. That's going to go up. That will continue to go up a bit. Dubsy needs to now weave his way through the pack. We know overtaking in Qatar is hard, but if you have got a pace advantage of at least 6 to 7 or 8 tenths a lap advantage, you will be able to continue on and properly overtake the car. Craig Conley expect to come in this lap. He wouldn't want to lose too much time to Dub Z, as Craig Conley is in the fight for the win as much as Dub Z is as well. Through turn 7 towards turn 8 and 9, and then towards the left-hander of turn number 10. Through turn 10 now, Dub Z a bit of a wider line. Will just be trying to set up the move on Codematic, as Ollie Bean draining that ERS to make sure he can try and break away, and he's still using it through this section of racetrack. This is not race critical here. If Ollie Bean can break away from Codematic, this might give Dub Z the chance in the turn number 1, round turn 15 we go. The car bouncing through the mid part of the corner, and I think Codematic has just kept DRS. So Brams will move into the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. Jamaican Jam will go into second. This is what I want. This is the one we want to watch though. Craig Conley in comparison to the Ferrari is behind him, as there is Dub Z on the inside of the Haas in the turn number 1, and he's got 1 down, 3 to go for the lead of the race. He's gained 8 tenths on that last lap, and Dub Z will now be a man on a mission as Arrow. There's a positive for him, to say the least. A 24.8. It's the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. Dub Z now has got a wild Ollie Bean, who has got 3 lap younger tyres. Now Craig Conley, look at that. He lost 3 seconds just doing that extra lap. Should have probably just followed him in. But those tyres on the Ferrari will die out soon. They will. I think the hard tyre compared to the mediums, the hard tyre will have an advantage at the end of the Grand Prix. The end of come the end of 29 laps, but until at least, I think I see at least like lap 24, there should be a decent difference in pace. But he's got 3 seconds to gain. He should be able to gain some free lap time once he blasts by the Aston Martin on the main straight into turn number 1 on lap 19. And currently on lap 18, the Alpine of Bedard. Excuse me. As wide goes Ollie Bean there. So there's probably another warning. Well, the Aston Martin driver around turn 16 we go, and expect a slam dunk pass. Does Ollie Bean try to fight? Don't think he's going to. Down the main straight we go, and Ollie Bean is under pressure from the Ferrari, and the Ferrari is through. Back to the podium places, Dub Z will go, and he can now set his sights on chasing down Jamaican Jam. 4 lap younger tyres for the Ferrari. Can Ferrari now try and muster up a win after their pole sitter was sent spinning away like Charles Leclerc in real life qualifying earlier today. Lanky and Infrajack going side by side, as their Lanky is being passed. Has got past Infrajack, the man who was P7 at one point in this race, down into P12 now. So how hard does Brams try and fight this? Look at I think you did like 25, 24, 23 seconds. That's going to put him a long way down the order. That's going to think I think that will actually put him, if Brams with the box now, I think that will put him behind Infrajack. 3 second penalty for track limits. And look at this, look at the pace advantage. Look at this, DRS already. Dub Z in the DRS, using everything in that Ferrari. He is within DRS of Jamaican Jam, so now it might be a rinse and repeat of the earlier stint. Just focus on recharging as Brams dives into the box. This is the fight for the race lead now. Down towards turn number 1 we go, and Dub Z has got pretty much no battery left as Jamaican Jam. Now there's your top 5 all in the same picture there. The top 5 separated by 4.5 seconds in this race. Dub Z will gain through the corners. Jamaican Jam might try and now start to push. Dub Z just has to recharge. He's gonna have the natural. He's gonna have the natural advantage on the pace. Look how much grip he's got on the medium combat tyres. 4 lap advantage, and Jamaican Jam, I think he's just gonna be powerless to defend, considering the much more grip that the Ferrari of Dub Z has got. A man who I wasn't expecting to say would be challenging for the win today, considering on where he qualified. If we look at where he qualified, yeah, look, P9 he qualified, but now he is looking to take the race lead for the 2nd time this evening. The Ferrari using the base livery compared to the other Ferrari using the Monza livery. Dub Z through 13, and then towards 14, and then 14 now, and then towards turn 15. I think this might just be a slam dunk pass, but it is basically the situation again with Jamaican Jam He's got a lot more battery. Rams, as I predicted, down in P12, coming out behind him for Jack, luckily for him, ahead of Scones. Down the main straight we go before your race leaders once again. Dubsy, I think, just happy to get that clean air, but we're powering towards turn number 1, and Dubsy is gaining, but he's not gaining a lot. Towards turn number 1 we go, not close enough to make the move on this occasion, and as each lap goes on, Jamaican Jam, that pace difference will get less and less, because the medium tyres will, without a doubt, wear faster than the hard compound tyres. On lap 21 or 29, we've got 9 to go if you're including this one, as now Dubsy is looking for a move on the inside at turn number 4, but it's bold. If you go for it, you need to be arguably alongside the front axle to be warranted to go for it, but through turn 6 we go with your race leaders. Dubsy a little bit in deep wide the line to then get a better exit. And look at this, the top 2 getting so close. Dubsy, yellow flags out for Arrow again, spun this time on the exit of turn 2. Bedard 3 seconds. So many drivers getting attracted with penalties. That was a poor exit there by Dubsy. Just recharge your battery, mate. You just need to spend a lap recharging, because while you're going to have the natural pace and grip in the corners at least. I mean, if he's looking just to push on, he needs to get close enough through 15 and 16. He should have the natural pace of grip. But look, he's using the ERS in every single little straight here. He's probably just used a little bit more there as well. I don't think he has. 4.5 tenths is the gap between the top 2. I am going to get rid of that. I'm just going to get rid of all the detail. Towards turn 1 we go for the 22nd time, and Dubsy's having a little look, but isn't close enough. And on the braking, you can see the grip difference because he's able to close up. Bedard is our first retirement. He's been disqualified from the session. So one Alpine leads the way, and the other's just been disqualified. So once again, Dubsy will try to challenge in towards turn number 4, but he hasn't got any ERS to do so. Jamaican Jam is being so strategic with the battery here. It is the key to keeping that's Dubsy, keeping him behind. Alpine in real life, we're just happy to get in the Q3 with Pierre Gasly, because we know the talent that the Frenchman has got, and Jamaican Jam is looking to put on a show for the Alpine. The Alpine team in real life we haven't really seen Alpine up there as of much, and Alpine haven't tasted victory since 2021 in Budapest in real life. In WHF, I couldn't really tell you, to be honest. I don't really know. I don't track every team's wins. Dubsy has got an okay amount of battery, but once again, it's just he's falling further and further away, really. Look at that, Jamaican Jam he just accelerates away through there because he's got a lot more battery to use. On the exit of the final corner, once again, it's going to be a run towards turn number 1. But once again, he's just not got the battery to do so. Just put it in recharge and hope for the best, honestly. As now, Craig Conley's gaining on Ollie Bean. He pulls out to the inside. And Craig Conley, who we thought might have been out of contention after getting undercut, is looking to fire. Randy outside. Ollie Bean will go to hold it, Randy outside. And lovely manoeuvre by Ollie Bean to defend the position, despite having probably like 15 seconds worth of penalties. Still 12 seconds. He's learned. Craig Conley will dive on the inside turn 4. Willie tries to Hamilton move, tries to Hamilton fake to try and put his competitor off the line, but now surely a dive maybe into turn 6. Not close enough as of yet. If you just tuned in, we're in the closing stages of the Tier 2 race in Qatar. Ollie Bean is holding up Dubsy. Ollie Bean is holding up Craig Conley. Dubsy being held up by Jamaican Jam, but Dubsy just needs to be more strategic with the battery. They've got similar battery levels now. Saw on the dashboard momentarily. It is now just a matter of how much do you close up through this section. Dubsy should put it in medium ERS, and you should gain some free time. That's probably a track limit warning there for cutting the inside of turn 12 and then through 13 and 14. Towards turn 15 of the racetrack we go for the 23rd time in this race, through 15 towards turn number 16 for the 23rd time. ERS levels looking very similar. The Sauer picks up a 3-second penalty. Could we finally see the change of race lead towards turn number 1? The moment might now come for the Ferrari of Dubsy, but he's just playing strategic. He's looking just to recharge even more battery, forcing Jamaican Jam to use that battery, as once again we go with Ollie Bean and Craig Conley on the inside. Craig Conley now through into the podium places and can now set his sights on the top 2 in the race. Hasn't got a lot of battery in comparison to them, but has got the freshest tyres of the lot. With myself and TJ last season with Alpine vs Ferrari. Through turn 6 we go, and that gap is continuing to close down. This time, when you're looking at the ERS, advantage goes to Dub Z. Oh, my voice went really weird there. Advantage. I didn't know if you did like changing your voice. Sorry, I don't know why. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, to be honest. So, that gap is continuing to increase. There's now advantage ERS Jamaican Jam once again, because Dub Z is using it in these places where Jamaican Jam is not. Craig Conley has gained 4 tenths so far on this current lap as Dub Z. Look how close he's getting. He's still got the grip advantage. This is the closest he has been into turn 16. Needs a decent exit. Straight on the power. Stamps on it. Here we go towards turn number 1. This is the closest they have been. Towards turn number 1 we go. And Dub Z will be gaining in the slipstream. But with the lower wings that Jamaican Jam has got. Could we see a challenge in the turn number 1? Dub Z ties on the inside. Side by side between the top 2. And they are both sent drifting around. Dub Z tried. But Dub Z failed. And now loses the place to Craig Conley. And now welcome to the lead fight, Craig Conley. As Dub Z is sent barging wide into 4th place. Ollie Bean elbow out as he went by. And it was a late lunge by Dub Z, and maybe you could argue Craig Conley turned in, but it was a move that he had to argue that Jamaican Jam turned in, but it was a move that had to be made, and now this has opened the door for Craig Conley to try and take the win here in Qatar this evening. I'll just show you the tyres once more. He's got the youngest tyres of the top 6, so Craig Conley should ideally be the fastest of the top 6. There's your positions gained. We'll show you that for the current time being. Through turn number 12, 13, 14 and 15 we go. 12, 13. And then through 14. And then towards turn number 15. Dub Z will not be happy with that moment. But now we've got a 4-car ERS train. And now it is once again Jamaican Jam with the major ERS advantage. Little bit of lag there by Craig Conley as we go around the final corner, and I don't think we'll see a challenge into turn number 1. There might be just a situation of what Dub Z had to do, sit behind for a lap or so and recharge that battery pack in the turn number 1 we go. And you see Dub Z just making sure he had the clean air. Through turn 1 we go for the 26th time in this race. We have had action. We have a battle for the lead. The main protagonists for the lead have been Jamaican Jam and Dub Z. The stewards might have a word on that between either of the drivers. If the fault might be Dub Z's because it was a send from a quite decent way back, but have to look at it again once we get the onboards. Once I presume there will be a shame for Ollie Bean having such a good race there. Yeah, it is a major shame, but 15 seconds worth of penalties. He might, I think he might not even finish in the top 5. Like he's just been so inconsistent with the track limits. As this is our Zampa picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits. Dub Z, I think at least for him, he's got a podium confirmed. Towards turn 16 we go for the 26th time. We're heading on to the 3rd to last lap. Lap 27 awaits the drivers as down the main straight we go. Craig Conley will be tucked up in the slipstream, but he's not got a lot of battery left in comparison to the Alpine. He will be gaining in the slipstream. Will he be close enough for a lunge into or towards the inside? He will look around the outside, try and sweep back on the inside for turn number 2. Isn't close enough, but you just see the grip advantage he has got, and then the dirty air will then kick in. And then it will be like he has got absolutely shot tyres. But Dub Z's now starting to fall away a bit from Ollie Bean. So Dub Z's bid for Qatar glory out the window. The Ferrari went all in at turn 1, but wasn't able to do so. Jamaican Jam defending at turn number 6. And now could we see a challenge into turn number 7? We are not able to. Through turn 7 we now go for the 3rd to last time in this Qatar Grand Prix. It started out with Jamaican Jam leading the way, and then it started out as Craig Conley dives on the inside of turn 10, whilst also picking up a track limit penalty at turn number 9. So, Craig Conley got greedy on the track limits. It's now probably going to put Dub Z into 2nd place unless there is some monumental collision between these two. Craig Conley might just try and want to try and cause havoc now, considering that he's got nothing to lose with that track limit penalty. Our bid, it might be now the bid for the win for Craig Conley gone. It might be now a situation of Dub Z has found some loose change and is able to reinstate his bid for the victory. Down towards turn number 1. We are going once again. He just isn't close enough. So there's your top 4, all in the same picture there through turn number 1. Alpine, McLaren, Aston Martin and Scuderia Ferrari, all with each other here. Only 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers as Lanky. Has he picked up a puncture? He has, yeah, on the front left. You can see it, the front left puncture for the Mercedes Lanky. More late race dramas. There's a second Mercedes round. This time a Sluskan. It's a catastrophe for the Silver Arrows here in Qatar. We're looking at the finish 3rd and 5th. Last time out, they're only going to finish 13th and 14th at best here. It will be quite close in for Jack and Lanky. But this is pretty much Singapore situation. With 4, you got your leading 4 heading on towards the last lap of the Grand Prix. Jamaican Jam, there's one thing you can't take away from him. The battery management has been sensational by this Alpine driver. That is probably what has kept him in main contention. He recharges so much ERS through this section of racetrack just to be able to keep it at 100%. It's just been a phenomenal display by the Alpine, who started on the 2nd row. Round the final corner we go, and look at the grip that Craig Conley has got. It was quite a good exit, but it's now just deploy all of your battery and hope for the best. Towards turn number 1 we go for the final time on this race. We're on the last lap, and Jamaican Jam is not going to be put under pressure through turn number 1. El Prat now with another 3-second penalty, watching on from the rear of the Alpine driver. Through turn 2 we go through the left-hander, and then towards turn 3 the right-hander for the final time. We're doing the final time as Ollie Bean is now on 18 seconds worth of penalties. Ollie Bean needs to take some driving lessons after this to make sure he can keep it within the white lines for next time out. Towards turn number 6 we go for the final time in this race. Through the hairpin we go. Jamaican Jam has led since lights out until the Ferrari of Dub Z roared on by on lap number 11, and then Jamaican Jam roared back on by on lap number 12. Jamaican Jam then boxed on lap number 12. Dub Z took the lead. Dub Z boxed on lap 16. Craig Conley, he boxed on lap 17. He went for the 1 lap overcut. It didn't seem to pay off then, and I don't think it's going to pay off now. Through the final sector we go. Alpine, I haven't said that often. Alpine towards the top of the time and pace. Craig Conley in the McLaren, ushering him through the corners as towards turn 15 we go. It has been a blinding show between the top 4 in Qatar this evening. Craig Conley will not challenge out of the final corner. The stars will be shining for the Alpine team as towards the line we go. Jamaican Jam wins in Qatar from Craig Conley, but it will be Dub Z in 2nd place from Craig Conley. Ollie Bean will finish 4th, but where will he drop down to? It will then be down to P8. P6, sorry. Sunze will take P5 for the Sauber team. Sauber with a decent haul of points. Aaron then, who gambled starting on the soft tyres, made that work very, very well. Aaron takes 7th. Brams in 8th. The Sauber in 9th. Kone Matic in 10th. 7/10 behind was the championship leader. Scones in 11th. Andre in 12th. Sluskan in 13th. Lanky set the fastest lap on the very final lap. 123.157. Mercedes 13th and 14th. Infrajack in 15th. Kuri will come across the line in P16 there. And then it will be El Prat. Will come across the line now and will take P17. LTJ Ellis, the second to last driver to finish. Ellis in 18th. And then the man who started on pole position will finish in P19. And a little bit of fun just jiggling the wheel to make sure at least the wheel's working fine, to say the least. WHF Arrow finishes P19 from pole position. Lanky, I think you're just bad at managing tyres. The others were completely fine. I think you're the only one that got a puncture. But on the podium, the Jamaican will see his flag lit up, receives the trophy from the presenter. Alpine, Ferrari and McLaren on the podium together. But Alpine Back to their former glory days. Back to when you think of Renault. The French outfit from Emerson. Team Enstone. Back on the podium. Back on the top step. In a thrilling Qatar Grand Prix. We've seen battles for the lead. We've seen collisions from the lead. But it is the Alpine on top. In Lusail. So here are your race results then. Jamaican Jam wins from Dub Z. Craig Conley takes third. Then SSR... Then Zampa in fourth and Zay in fifth. Ollie Bean sixth. Aaron seventh. Brams in eighth. Danny Chill in the Sauber in ninth. Cody Matic in 10th. Scodes in 11th. Andre in 12th. Sluskard 13th. Lanky 14th. Infotrack 15th. Cry 16th. Elprat 17th. Ellis in 18th. Arrow 19th from pole. And then Bedard finished in... Oh, actually got disqualified from the race. Oh, nice. Cheers. Done 3 races here. Well, you were clearly going harder on your tyres in this race, mate. Don't give me that attitude. Anyway, Jamaican Jam wins from Dub Z, and then Craig Conley takes the final podiums for McLaren. Lovely haul of points for them in the constructors' fight this season. Race 2 has been completed, and it's a second different winner. And we've had 2 pole sitters. Neither have been able to convert it to the win. Zampa, I've just seen you've redeemed the thing. I don't have the soundboard set up, so I guess you're not having that. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. My name's Drew Harris, and I will see you all for the next race. Next time out, where are we racing next time out? Let's have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Miami. We head over to the States. And we are going to we're actually on to Raid and Fabio now. So I will leave you all with him. I believe he's actually currently racing in the finale of the Creator Series. It's currently Tim McMurdoch v Meraki, or Ben v Jake, as you might know them. 2 points split. 2 points split the pair of them before the sprint, and then the sprint happened. Absolute chaos. Then I think Jake gained 7 points. So it's a tall order for Tim McMurdoch. But I will see you all for the next one. Ciao, adios. I am done. Give some love to Fabio too.